Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Further Beyond Gaming, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk about who you should be pulling for or summoning for, whether it be Ganyu or Xiao. We know the boy Xiao is coming here very soon within the next couple of days, and we know the girl Ganyu's leaving here within the next couple of days, and so it's getting down to that crunch time on who you want to pull for, because I know there are some people that are still on the fence, undecided, and don't know who would be the better character to go for. So I hope this video helps. I'm going to go into detail on who I think you should be picking, and if you want to know the long and short of it really quickly, I think Ganyu is the character that you should be going for. But if you want to know the reasons why and go more into detail with me, then stick around. And if you do enjoy the video, go ahead and drop a like. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you're new to the channel, you got something from today's video, go ahead and consider subscribing, join the FBG family. So why do I think it's Ganyu? Well, before I get into the reasons why I think it's Ganyu, I want to start off by stating that you should be going for whatever character you think you're going to have the most fun with in the game, who you think you're going to be playing the most with, and you're going to find the most enjoyment out of, whether it be a gameplay standpoint or a character design standpoint. That is the character you should be going for. Numbers aside, going burr aside, big PP damage aside, all that stuff aside, it should be the character that you're going to find you're going to have the most fun with, and that you're going to be utilizing the most on your team and just enjoying playing the game with, right? That should be first and foremost, #1 priority, and then from there you can worry about numbers and damage and what they can do, right? So wanted to get that out of the way really quickly. Now, the reason why I think Ganyu is the better option between the two is simply for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I say that saying a lot. I gotta switch my vocabulary up. But honestly, first and foremost is because she is a main DPS or a damage dealer, much like Xiao is. So right there, they are equal in that standpoint. So if you were looking for a character that can do damage, or you're trying to decide whether it's Xiao or Ganyu from a damage standpoint, you know, DPS standpoint, well, Ganyu can be that main DPS for you. So with this second charge shot, she does tremendous amount of damage, and it's absolutely incredible. It has a bit of AoE on it. You can hit multiple enemies. You don't have to be a really, you know, prestige archer to utilize Ganyu. Even my mobile players can utilize Ganyu because you can simply shoot the floor and it still hits the enemies and does dummy damage. So in that aspect, Ganyu and Xiao are going to be on similar wavelengths when it comes to damage output, even though I think Ganyu might even output just a little more damage. We'll have to see. But she can be that main DPS for you. But where I believe Ganyu starts to pull away from Xiao, why I think you should pull for her, or I think she's the better option to pull for, is that she also has the supporting capabilities as well. She could be a sub DPS, or she could be a full-on support character for your team, where you could put Ganyu just on about any team comp and she's going to be fantastic, and she's going to be very good and versatile. So what I mean by that is she has her E skill, which is a taunt, but not only is a taunt, it actually does some good damage. So it's a really good E skill that can taunt the enemies, and with taunting the enemies, they're going to be occupied with this flower, so then you can switch over to your main DPS and be doing, you know, elemental combinations or just really going ham on them while they're focused on that flower. Albeit the you know, distance on the flower is not that great. It does damage, it explodes, and it keeps them occupied while you take your other characters out and you do whatever the heck you want to do, right? Xiao doesn't have that ability, and so I think right there separates Ganyu. Also, her elemental burst. I mean, it's one of the best elemental bursts in the game, hands down, in my opinion. Why? Because look at this radius. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look what's going on. You have icicles falling down all over the place. It's going to apply the cryo, so then you can switch over to your other elements and start getting elemental reactions. It's just simply amazing. And with Ganyu, you can put the flower down, they focus on it, then you pop your elemental skill. Now they're in the field, and they're going to stay there, and that's going to explode. That's going to be doing damage. And the whole time, you could be sitting back, and you could be doing this the entire time on enemies. Simply while they're focused on the flower, you could throw another flower out, elemental burst is going, and while she's in that elemental burst, she's getting even more damage. So that's why I think Ganyu is just the better option overall, whereas with Xiao, He's just the main DPS, and that's it. Xiao has dashes. He's going to be doing really big damage. He's going to be so much fun to play with. You know, jumping high, dashing around. It's going to be a good time, but that's all he's going to be doing. He doesn't really have any supporting capabilities outside of swirling. You know, on his elemental burst, he's going to be losing health periodically, so that could be a bit of a detriment to some players. They may not find that all that attractive, even though I know some people find that to be, you know, fun to play with. But, you know, from an overall standpoint, from a character, you know, kit standpoint, I think Ganyu is the overall better option because she can be a main DPS, because she can hit hard. Now, if she couldn't hit hard, that might be, we may have a different conversation. But because she can hit hard, because you don't have to be a prestige archer, and because she has the E skill, she has the elemental burst, her supporting capabilities are there, she's very versatile, I think that is why she is the overall better option in comparison to Xiao, where Xiao is just mainly a main DPS, a selfish one at that. You're basically gonna, you know, use your Zhongli, you're gonna go ahead and then switch into Venti, do your elemental burst, and then you're gonna switch into Xiao, dash around, do your elemental burst, and then that, you know, that's about it. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing, especially if you need a main DPS. But Ganyu can do what Xiao does DPS wise, and then some with her other supporting capabilities. She just synergizes with teams better, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, that is just my hot take on the matter. That's what I think. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that gave you a push in the right direction on where you want to summon or where you want to, you know, use your Primo Gems. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, first and foremost is whichever character you're going to have the most fun playing with. Because to be quite honest with you, I have tons of fun playing with Ganyu. She's one of my most favorite characters to use, but some people find this gameplay style quite boring, right? Whereas Xiao, you're going to be jumping high, you're going to be dashing around, zooming around the map, zooming around enemies, doing these really cool basic attacks. So some people are going to find that a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. Plus, people enjoy Xiao's character design. But for me, I love Ganyu. I love her gameplay style. Popping that out, having people focus on that and just be doing this, I have a good time. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked what you saw, and once again, I hope it was helpful to you. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.